The illegitimate daughter my dad brought home somehow linked me to a mind-reading system. In my past life, because of this system, she played me like a fiddle and made a total fool out of me. Everyone turned against me, and in the end, her scheming got me killed. She completely took my place. After I was reborn, she said Grandma doesn't like girls who do chores, calling it cheap. Little did she know, my grandma actually hates lazy people more than anything. She thought my dad loves singing and is great at it, but he's actually completely tone deaf. She thought my little brother's favorite is mango cake, but he's actually allergic to mangoes. She thought the top student dislikes good girls and is into bad girls, but in reality, he despises people who don't want to improve themselves. This time around, I'd be doing myself a disservice if I don't totally destroy her. 3 years after my mom died, my dad finally brought his illegitimate daughter, Shu Ran, home. On the surface, she acts all weak, timid, and helpless. But behind their backs, the way she looks at me is super confident and totally sinister. I know she's linked to my mind-reading ability. In our past life, she relied on reading my mind to figure everything out about our family. She learned what everyone liked, quickly buttered them all up, drove a wedge between me and my family, and totally manipulated me. Finally, when she had enough fun, she pushed me off the roof and claimed I killed myself because of depression. Getting a second chance? It'd be disrespectful to the universe if I don't ruin her. Shu Ran timidly said hi to all of us. When Shu Ran first came to our house, no one liked her. Her mom got my dad drunk and drugged him while my mom was pregnant with me, and ended up sleeping with him. My dad tried to just pay her off, but a year later, her mom secretly had Shu Ran. At first, my dad didn't want anything to do with it, but he couldn't ignore his own flesh and blood, so he sent them money every month. He just basically never spent time with them. Even after my mom passed away from an illness, my dad still refused to bring them home. Later, when her mom realized she'd never become his official wife, she dumped Shu Ran and married some old guy. So, with no other choice, 16-year-old Shu Ran was brought to our house. She stared at us, hoping for a reaction, while waiting for my inner thoughts. Like in my past life, I thought, none of us welcome her. My grandma hates illegitimate daughters the most. Dad only brought her back out of pity. She better behave or my grandma will definitely kick her out. Then Shu Ran immediately started kissing up. I know my mom is terrible, and I don't like her either. I've been telling her for years not to ruin your lives. I won't bother you for long. I know my place. Once I save up enough money from working, I'll leave on my own. Thanks for taking me in for now. I'll behave and won't cause you too much trouble. Her little speech instantly won over the whole family and laid a solid foundation for her status in our house. But now I just smirked coldly. It's about time you taste your own medicine. Giving Shu Ran exactly what she wanted, I started my inner monologue. Grandma and Dad have always felt super guilty about Shu Ran and want to make it up to her. Grandma specifically told me and my brother to get along with her, and Dad said we have to let her have her way. She suffered so much out there, so now she's the precious baby of the family. I saw a subtle shift in Shu Ran's expression. Just a second ago, she looked lost and terrified, but suddenly she became confident. Playing the victim, she said, "My mom and I suffered a lot. People called me a bastard and said I had a mom but no dad to raise me. I grew up freezing and starving, and my mom abused me all the time. I've wanted to come home and be with you guys for so long. Now everything's fine, we'll be a family and never have to be apart again." I saw my grandma's face darken instantly. After all, she never even acknowledged this illegitimate child. She only reluctantly agreed to let Shu Ran move in to see how she'd behave, but now Shu Ran was already acting like she ran the place. My dad didn't look too thrilled either. Shu Ran's comment about having no dad to raise her was an obvious jab at him for being irresponsible. My dad already resented them because of her mom's scheming, and now she had the nerve to blame him. Anyway, where's my room? I'm tired and want to rest. Shu Ran was getting more and more comfortable, acting like she couldn't read the adults' faces at all. Makes sense. In her mind, as long as she could manipulate me, she could manipulate the whole family. She didn't even bother trying to read anyone else. "Ting Ting, take Shu Ran to her room," my dad called out. His attitude towards her was basically out of sight, out of mind. "Okay," I nodded obediently and led Shu Ran to her room. "Hey sis, can I check out your room?" Shu Ran asked sweetly as she put down her luggage. In my past life, I thought she was just curious. It wasn't until I died that I realized she wanted to take my place from the moment she walked in. Sure. I played along and took her to my room. Naturally, my room was way bigger and more luxurious. "Wow, sis, your room is so huge and pretty." Shu Ran was practically going crazy with jealousy. She was just like this in my past life, dying to snatch it right away. And after I died, she did exactly that. "Your room is nice too. Grandma specifically had the maids get it ready for you," I said innocently. "It doesn't even compare to yours," Shu Ran replied, sounding super bitter. In my past life, her jealousy put me on guard. Did Shu Ran seriously want my room? If she even dared to ask, my grandma would absolutely kick her out. But right now, my inner thoughts were, wait, does Shu Ran want my room? If she asks Grandma for it, she'll totally get it. After all, she's been through so much, Grandma definitely wants to make it up to her. I saw Shu Ran's expression completely change. She didn't stick around, just made up an excuse and left. Watching her skip away, my smile grew brighter and way more ruthless. Early the next morning, Shu Ran was busy in the open kitchen. That's exactly how she sucked up to our family in my past life. This time, I purposely walked up to her. "Shu Ran, you're amazing. I can't believe you know how to cook." Meanwhile, I thought, should I tell her Grandma hates it when girls do chores? Grandma says it looks cheap for a girl to do housework, and that they should be treated like royalty. The next second, I saw Shu-ran frantically throw away the breakfast she just made. Looking panicked, she said, "Who said I know how to cook? I've never lifted a finger in my life." She said it super loud, purposely making sure Grandma heard. I secretly smirked. Our family actually has normal values. Whether you're a boy or a girl, you gotta do your share of chores. Neither my brother nor I are spoiled brats who get everything handed to us. I saw my grandma's face drop instantly. She looked visibly annoyed with Shu-ran, but Shu-ran was completely clueless, just chilling and looking pleased with herself. The maids sighed and made breakfast all over again. When we sat down to eat, Shu-ran was still acting super arrogant, even ordering the maids to hand the food right to her. I could tell my grandma and dad were both a second away from slapping her in the face. "Grandma, I didn't sleep well at all last night," Shu-ran suddenly blurted out. My grandma totally wanted to ignore her, but since she prepared the room, she felt obligated to ask, "What's wrong?" "The bed is too hard, the blanket isn't warm, and I don't even like the decor. It's too dull and boring." My grandma's face turned green. Gritting her teeth, she asked, "Well, what kind do you like?" "I like Ting Ting's room. It's so big and pretty. It's literally my dream room." Shu-ran looked at Grandma with big, hopeful eyes, just waiting for her to hand over my room on the spot. I swear I could see steam coming out of Grandma's ears. She finally snapped and yelled at Shu-ran, "Look at who you are! How dare you even ask for Ting Ting's room? Shu-ran, we're doing you a huge favor just letting you in the door. You'd better learn your place." Shu-ran was totally stunned by Grandma's screaming. Her face flushed bright red, and she was clearly embarrassed and humiliated. I knew she was about to get suspicious of me, so I instantly fed her this thought. Why would Grandma say that to Shu-ran? Is she hurt because Shu-ran didn't like the room? But knowing how guilty Grandma feels about her, she'll probably get over it soon. She might even apologize to her. Shu-ran's face slowly relaxed. She said, "Grandma, I'm sorry. I didn't know you put so much effort into preparing that room. Even if I really don't like it, I won't let your hard work go to waste." That sounded like a total non-apology. She actually sounded like she was the victim. Grandma was so pissed she threw down her chopsticks and stormed off, but Shu-ran didn't even care. She was convinced Grandma would come crawling back out of guilt and just give her my room. After breakfast, we headed to school. Shu-ran is only half a year younger than me. My dad had us go to the same elite private school and put us in the same class, just like in my past life. On her first day of school, Shu-ran fell for Lin Yuzhou at first sight. Honestly, she wasn't the only one. More than half the girls in school had a crush on him, and the rest just felt they weren't in his league. But Lin Yuzhou was a super cold guy. He didn't care about anything but studying, and he absolutely hated anything that got in the way of his grades, including dating. In my past life, I secretly liked Lin Yuzhou too. I planned to confess my feelings after the college entrance exams and studied my butt off just to keep up with him. But after Shu-ran showed up, she read my mind, stole my love letter, and read it word for word in front of the whole class. Teenage crushes are sincere but so cringy, and that letter completely humiliated me. Shu-ran put on an innocent face, claiming she was just trying to help me out. She said she had no idea Lin Yuzhou would reject me, let alone reject me so harshly. Lin Yuzhou replied to me right in front of the whole class. "Shu-ting, I always thought you were hardworking and driven, but I didn't realize your head was full of such trashy romantic nonsense. It's disgusting. Sorry, but I could never like a girl like you." Because of that, my parents got called into the school, saying I was a bad influence for trying to date. People whispered about me constantly, and I got so depressed I didn't even want to go to school. My grandma and dad were super disappointed in me, and eventually they transferred me to a regular public school. Meanwhile, Shu-ran stayed at the elite school getting the best education. But the biggest shock was that Lin Yuzhou, the guy who refused to date, actually started dating her. Thinking about everything that happened, I swallowed my anger. Now, I'm going to ruin Shu-ran. Shu-ran was completely lost in her crush on Lin Yuzhou when she suddenly heard my inner thought. I like Lin Yuzhou so much. I saw Shu-ran snap out of it. She glanced at me, pretending to be casual, but there was a sneaky look in her eyes. I gave a little smirk. The truth is, for Shu-ran, it's not even about getting the guy she likes, but if it's someone I like, she absolutely has to steal him. So I had to let her know how I felt about Lin Yuzhou, but I wasn't dumb enough to give her any actual leverage this time. But Lin Yuzhou doesn't like good girls, he likes bad girls, I added to my thoughts. Shu-ran noticeably frowned. She probably found it hard to believe that such a clean-cut guy would have such wild taste. But I'm nothing like a bad girl. I guess I'll never have a chance with Lin Yuzhou in this lifetime. I saw a smug smile creep onto Shu-ran's face. Honestly, before Shu-ran joined our family, she had a terrible reputation. She skipped class, smoked, bullied people, dated around, dyed her hair, and wore miniskirts. She was a textbook bad girl. By saying that, I played right into her hands. I could see the determination on her face. She thought Lin Yuzhou was practically hers already. And from that day on, Shu-ran totally flipped her image. First, she dyed her hair bleach blonde. Then, she altered her uniform, making her skirt so short you could see everything if she even slightly bent over. She completely blew off her classes, talked back to teachers, hung out with the sketchy girls to smoke in the bathroom between periods, swore non-stop, and even ended up bullying the quiet kids. Her parents got called in, but she showed zero remorse. After all, I'd occasionally drop thoughts like, Lin Yuzhou must love how Shu Ran is acting right now. The way he looks at her is totally different. He's always sneaking glances at her. I'm so nervous. Why can't I be more like her? Shu Ran is so cool. If she confessed to Lin Yuzhou right now, there's no way he'd reject her, right? Shu Ran probably felt the time was right. So, during one of our evening study halls, she showed up in full makeup, wearing a tight crop top and a miniskirt. Chewing gum loudly, she walked right up to Lin Yuzhou in front of the whole class.